This is the briefing video for the August 14th meeting packet, reference packet. Decent number of items in the packet for the meeting itself. Most of them are fairly straightforward. In the fire department report near the beginning, because we have our regular business items to take care of here, there is a request for an item of equipment that's also covered in a resolution further down because it's ARPA fund expenditures. So that's the only oddity for the beginning there. When we get into our decision items, first one is Ordinance 2023-09 for group childcare homes. This was because there was an ordinance in place excluding higher levels, so higher number of kids being, and I think it's like 12 or something. It's in there. I remember the meeting, but being near each other within a certain distance, and so that was excluded, brought out, so there could be more, is what it is. Went through the Planning Commission and all that. Next is Ordinance 2023-10. There's a zone change on Tyler Road, and this was to take it from C1 to R1, and it is a house. So next we had Resolution 2023-26. This is for Twin Lake Weed Special Assessment. The next four are for the lakes. This one I have proposed charging $50 this year. All of them overall, the account balance could be taken down somewhat. You want a cushion to be there for things. If the fees are more that year for PLM, Professional Lakes Management, to treat the lakes for weeds, things like that. But it also doesn't have to be kept super high because it can't be used on anything else. So next one is Resolution 2023-27 for North Lake. This is proposed at 0. Resolution 2023-28 for West Lake, proposed at 0. Resolution 2023-29 for Middle Lake. This is proposed at 0. Resolution 2023-30 for Canton Brock Special Assessment. That's for the maintenance. That amount is already kept decently low, and so this is just written up to go with the plan that was made when that special assessment was put in place not too long ago. Resolution 2023-31 is for Johnston, same situation as Canton Brock. It's a maintenance thing. We get the money through a special assessment, and then we pay the road commission to do work on those roads. Next, we have Resolution 2023-25 for ARPA fund expenditures. There's two things here. One is for the fire department equipment, and that is a two-wheel drive motorcycle. And we have one of the firefighters has done a bunch of motorcycle racing, things like that. He went to another department, tested it, and it works pretty well. And then there's a trailer you can pull for getting out on the trails. And we have various trails in the township. Part that we respond to in Cedar Creek has trails out there too, and a lot of woods overall. And so if you have an off-road vehicle, thing's still decently wide. And so if you take that on a truck on the trailer, get that off the trailer, take it out a ways, and then can't take it further, and then hopefully you have two people with you, so you can haul a board out and then board the person, and then haul them back to the off-road vehicle, and then get them out far enough so you can get them to an ambulance that's coming. That doesn't work great necessarily. I mean, it works. You have to make it work because what are your options? So this can just get in more places easier. That's the basic idea for that. The other thing on here is we need to have all the ARPA funds allocated by the end of 2024, and then still projects can be going on until the end of 2026. And I don't want things to be missed if something's allocated and then the project doesn't come through. You can't reallocate it, stuff like this. And so I've also written in this language that anything not otherwise allocated, we can still allocate things in other places. Anything not otherwise allocated can be used for roads. So because I think that is very reasonable. I know there are people that disagree. I know there are people that think we should cut all road funding. There are other people that think we should only fund roads, so it's all over the place. Nevertheless, I wrote up this resolution so that anything not allocated towards something else could be used for roads. So I'll be out of office by that point, but still, if anything is in the ARPA funds, it can still be spent on roads. Next, we have the land sale proposal for Middle Lake Road. Oddly enough, the realtor and the assessor both came back with a proposed amount of $1,000. So I was a little surprised that they agreed on that. So that seems decent. Next, we have trustee appointment and trustee appointment. So two of them, obviously, the Knights are out of office. They were moving. And I offered to put letters in for anyone that wanted it. Scott Christmas had been at the last meeting and said he was interested in the position. There's not a letter for him in there. I don't know if he's going to come to the meeting. He might, something might have changed, or he might still be coming. I have 5 other letters from people. If people want to look at them, then go ahead. This is posted. You can get it online on our Municode stuff. You can go through daltontownship.org. You can access it that way. There's an email list you can join on there. I just send it to the people on the email list. So if you want to read through the 5 letters that I do have in here, which is a decent amount for the 2 positions. So I think that's a good selection. And I assume at least some, if not all, of the candidates will come to the meeting and make a comment, make a public comment on why they think they would be a good fit for those roles. So there should be 2 votes on that. Next, we have the McCabe FOIA appeal, and it's a new one, and I included a decent amount on this. He was asking for documentation on fees and when it had been passed by the board and that type of thing. So I just included the stuff, which is available on the website. I just pulled it off the website in the packet itself, so it's just in there, and then this is publicly posted as well. Discussion items, we have one, which is a CPL resolution. So currently in the employee handbook, and I included this page in there, it goes over that anyone with a concealed carry permit, that's a staff member, an employee, that has supervisor permission can carry. And I give everyone permission, right? Unless there was some sort of weird specific issue. But it's not allowed to open carry. So, which is reasonable, it's, I mentioned lawyer, it's kind of a joke, but, I said I thought it would be a decent idea to put, like an AR-15, on the wall and then have a little tag that says for employee use only. He heavily advised not to do that, which I said I was joking anyways. But I think that's reasonable. And so, I think it would be fairly reasonable to change it so that if you have a concealed carry permit, then you can just carry unless there's some sort of issue, and then maybe as a staff member or an employee, then that can be banned instead of having it where you have to have permission. We'll see what people think about it, and I think employees would just be more comfortable with it if it's stated in that way and was supported by the board. So it was also brought up about the board potentially reimbursing for people going and getting their permits. I heard, I don't know which ones, but I heard that there are some governments that are doing that type of thing. And then that wraps that up. I also included in the reference packet a few different things here. They're all to do with finances. Part of it is because I was looking at the finances for all these special assessments anyways. I wanted to look at how many funds were actually in the accounts, the activity for last year, that type of thing. And then also I had some inquiries on which percentage of the funds go to which things. For instance, right now, if you do summer and winter, if you exclude special assessments, because that's different for different people on certain things, on the lakes or on a certain road, then a little less than 8% of your money goes to the townships, the township itself, including the township and fire all combined, is a little less than 8%. 70% goes toward education staff, including the local schools and the community college and the state universities and that type of thing. And various things. But those numbers are in there as well, in case anyone's interested in that type of thing. Questions, thoughts, ideas, comments, concerns, feel free to let me know. We did, I shot a video on this, missed the ZBA recording because it looks like the power is actually out to the video recording device, so Steve had started it, and it recorded no audio or video. I should get that sorted tomorrow morning, which is good because we have a Gypsy Moth debate scheduled. I don't know if anyone's coming, but there were people in the public that were supposed to be arranging a debate, and so I set that up and planning on that tomorrow evening here at 6, which means we'll have all that sorted by the meeting on Monday. Questions, thoughts, ideas, comments, concerns, feel free to let me know. My direct line at the office is area code 231-332-6700 or email supervisor@daltontownship.org. Otherwise, this is Jeff signing off. Until next time.